Makwe, thanks for coming in. I was just saying, there wasn't really any drive for the local market, 1/3% in the red. Yesterday, we were told that because we had a chance of China and the US resolving its trade dispute, there was some optimism, and investors actually wanted to see more.
By all means, and if you check what pushed the markets yesterday, it was mainly basic resources, and those companies which have got huge exposure to China, because we know that China is the hugest consumer when it comes to our commodities. Same story today. Those are the very same ones, like you indicated there. Resources are the main ones which drove us down. As you said earlier, we're looking now for concrete, actions. We know that so far they've made good progress. Donald was supposed to also meet with the Vice President of China, and apparently they can also continue maybe to announce a date for the summit with the Premier of China. So yes, the question is the details of the agreement. And there are some rumors out there that probably they might be looking at to give China up until 2025 to make sure that they commit to these all commodity purchases that China has to do, and also to allow American companies to be fully owned when they operate in China. But those are the rumors.
And again, it's a wait-and-see approach. Closer to home, I see South African mobile operators are getting into the habit of coming head-to-head with authorities in Africa. So we've seen what happened to MTN in Nigeria, and now I see Vodacom's managing director in Tanzania charged with economic crimes.
By all means, and I think it's him, the MD, and other 4 employees. Basically, Tanzania, they're saying, you know what, you deprived us plus minus 4.7 or so million US dollars, call it 67 million rands, because you guys, you fraudulently use the network for other things. And if you look at that, it's more or less kind of the allegations that at some point were posed to MTN when it was operating in Nigeria. But yes, Vodacom is saying, you know what, it's not for the first time that we've seen the government of Tanzania doing that. In fact, under the current administration, Bharti Airline in January was forced to cede some of its equity to the government, because the government said they initially acquired those that shareholding illegally. So it doesn't start with Vodacom. And like we mentioned, MTN still has its own troubles when it comes to that $2 billion US dollar tax bill when it comes to Nigeria. So it doesn't end.
All right, Eskom, I mean, it was the news of the week. We had a status update yesterday from the Public Enterprises Minister and the leaders of Eskom. Reports today telling us that the utility owes or is in a shortfall much bigger than we thought, 250 billion rand anticipated shortfall for the next 3 years. Again, it's the worry that this impact has on our fiscus.
By all means, and also in the economy, if you check the PM numbers that we've seen, manufacturers have been blaming load shedding. But like you said, I think Moody knew something. Remember on Tuesday when they came with that credit opinion, they indicated that the current support that government gave Eskom, which is almost 23 billion or so per annum, and the tariff increases that we've seen of almost more than 9%, they are not sufficient to help Eskom when it comes to their troubles. And for the chairperson also to say they might be comfortable to be able to service a debt which is just around 169 billion. That tells you something. But Devin, I think we need to be honest with ourselves here. I mean, here we are saying Eskom has got a debt of almost 419 billion. But that's as per the end of September. That's the balance sheet that we've last seen. Now it's 6 months down the line. We have to ask ourselves that currently, are we still talking 420 billion or more than that?
Yeah, no, it's scary. Just to end off, I was talking about the platinum price teasing that $900 mark there. Just help me understand this. As far as I'm aware, there's still a surplus supply of platinum around. So this new level that we're seeing now doesn't really speak to any trend that's going to happen. What do you make of the platinum price?
I think it's a combination of, we've seen a momentum, because like today indicated it closed above 3%. Previous session, same story, just above that. So that's the momentum is picking on that. But also, if you check their relative value of platinum against that of gold and palladium, platinum is attractive. And here we're talking relative value in the sense that you look at the riskiness, the liquidity, and also the return. So that makes platinum a little bit more attractive.
Yeah, we're just reading reports that perhaps maybe some of the miners are storing up that platinum just in case, they needed to show up the price.
By all means.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Makwe, thanks very much indeed for that. Makwe Masilela from Makwe Fund Managers giving us an update on the market activity.